Hello everyone, this is Mark at Tushua.com and I am learning Spanish after work. This is video number 3 of my attempt. I am a 36-year-old American guy and I work full-time as a software engineer. It's not really a good demographic for language learning, but I do have a few advantages. I have learned a couple of other languages pretty fluently in the past. Japanese when I was in college, and then Mandarin while living in Taiwan after that. So, while I may not get too much that's directly applicable to Spanish from those languages, at least I have the belief I can do it, and I'm trying. Last time, I talked a bit about resources I was buying, specifically extensive readers. I have bought those and can't show them all to you because some of them are at work, but my very favorite is Pobreyana. Oops, this is a sequel to it. Pobreyana, which is by Blaine Ray. It's super simple. They're like 300 words. That's it. And not only that, but every word in the book is in a glossary in the back. And that means I can just read it. Like I don't need to, do reading, which is actually like deciphering in a dictionary and then reading a few words and deciphering, and so slow that by the time you get to the end of the sentence, you forget what was at the beginning. This is like actual reading, and it's obviously there's a limit to like how interesting something can be if it's language that simple. But this one does a pretty good job. Tells a story about a fairly normal 15-year-old girl in California who thinks her life is horrible, but it's not really. I mean, her dad won't give her money to buy new clothes all the time, and she has a bunch of friends that go out and buy new clothes all the time because they have richer families, and she has an annoying 10-year-old brother. But she's, depressed and thinks everything's horrible. And then she does this study abroad to Mexico program. And while she's in Mexico, she lives with a host family. And she sees like they actually are legitimately poor. Like it's not about not being able to buy new clothes all the time. Like there's a lot of people, not many rooms in the house. Like nobody has their own room. Even so, like the host brothers have to sleep in the living room, and yet they're pretty happy. And she makes lots of friends, and she likes the host family. And on the other hand, the host family's mother still like nags her kids and yells at them if they do something wrong, just like her mom does to her. And then she kind of realizes that oh wait, my family's not that horrible. That's just it's just what moms do. And she goes back to the U.S. and has a new perspective on life, and she's not obsessed with the with material things, and she's seems like she grew up a lot and is a pretty happy person. Now, this book was all written in extremely simple language, but I think it's impressive it was able to be even that interesting. Yeah, I have no complaints. The second one, Patricia Goes to California, is about a Guatemalan, I think she's a little bit older, who goes to California with a similar kind of, well, I don't know how similar, but also like a very interesting experience. I'm only about halfway through it, but it's a little bit harder. So like this series has lots of books and they ramp up slowly. Seems really good so far. I've also got this other series which is super hard to find online called Read It. And I mean it's on Amazon, it's just hard to search for. But as you can see it's graded. They're like A1 books, A2 books. I got El Ultimo Mohicano. I bet that means the last Mohican, especially since it says James Fenimore Cooper on it. But it's actually mostly comprehensible to me now. I'm not reading it though. I'm gonna go through the rest of this series, which ramps up slowly, and then do this one. But yeah, I got a bunch of materials. Those are good. I'm still going through Living Language, chapter or part 16 out of 20 for the intermediate. It's still good. I still like the audio. It's got all 4 language skills without somehow making it so that writing in the target language takes up all the time, which is the default, because that's the hardest one. So if they don't specifically try to avoid that, you will spend all your time writing, which I think is horrible at the low level. I'm still doing online tutoring. I'm actually doing more than I was before. I'm up to like maybe 1 or 2, so averaging like 1.5-ish hour classes a week, and I have begun to understand that some of the stuff I thought I didn't know or understand at all before was just because my tutor's from Argentina, and her accent's really different than what's on the CDs I have. What else? That's really about it. To be totally honest, I haven't studied as much as I wanted to. Or I shouldn't say study. I mean, I don't want to study, but I haven't used Spanish as much as I wanted to this month because I'm working full time and got a lot of stuff going on. I'm also trying to learn some programming related things on the side. This is a really cool course called NAND to Tetris that I won't bore you with, but you build up, you basically like design the hardware for a computer, and then you write like an operating system and build software up on top of it until you get to a Tetris game that you've made, like all the way from like basic logic gates up to the application. So that's fun, and obviously I work at a tech startup, so there's a lot of work there. This coming month, I hope to use a bit more Spanish. I'm kind of torn about using it outside. Like in San Francisco, there are a ton of places I go where the owners of whatever stores are Spanish speakers. But I don't know. Like, would they appreciate me using Spanish, or would it be kind of annoying? I think the better my Spanish is, the less of an issue it's likely to be. But maybe I'll see, like, places with, especially where the owner is older and maybe doesn't want to use English that much. That was always the best bet for me when I was learning Chinese. So until next time, keep learning stuff.